insiders. This will be over and over. To lead by an any big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and we must do it big fat love, find common ground to halt the spread of lies, and any America first, America first, non-fatal. We want to build a much better, believable people, and we must do it non-fatal. Communication very much higher. America first. To lead by an any insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. More of insiders fighting for insiders. Time to stop. Insiders fighting for insiders. America first. Love the flow. 69. Now it's time for new.
Subject for today.
Glad to be with you. It's Friday, and we are live. It is 9:10 Central, God time.
God's time.
God time. God tier is what people say. So I'm doing it the way the kids do on the interwebs. And we're actually doing a new segment here, or a new show. You don't need the singer yet. We're going to go through a couple of news stories, but then you send in chat what we've missed. So I want you to send in clips, ideally, or stories. Whatever stories it is, or whatever stories they are, I don't know, that you think we missed, that you want us to cover, so we can react in real time, and we'll be doing that here probably in about 20, 30 minutes. So start sending them in, and we will be receiving your most hidden places. All right.
Oh, I thought you were going to say loads.
What?
What?
No. Hey, we have senior citizens here today. We're taping a commercial. And we needed some older people. And by the way, I was surprised at the gentleman because I didn't think he was old enough. I just thought he was just someone visiting. And then I realized, like, oh, we're going to make him up to look older for the commercial we're doing. And when you see the first story we're covering, I realized, oh, he had to watch that out there through run.
Sorry about that.
I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
We cleaned it up.
The clip that we had to censor more.
The clip that we had to censor more, and he asked me for a Jesus shirt. I'm like, yes, I can't. Did you see Run Through?
How long have you been here?
Yeah. Commenting on evil does not mean we are partaking in it, though sometimes. All right, Captain Morgan, you feeling better? Great. Josh Firestine, not underscore Firestine on X. It is what you missed later on. Also, major announcement, next Friday. We'll be going wide, public, wide, everywhere, and potentially cross-streaming with someone else. So stay tuned for that. Bookmark it next Friday. First story. I know that you thought the NYPD were busy fighting crime.
Yes,
Of course.
Or shaking down black guys, let's be honest. But
heroes. Not for the last part, but the
no,
first part.
you mispronounced. You mispronounced nurses and teachers.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, come on. Those are the true heroes. FDNY? No, guys, pussies. So,
NYPD.
NYPD. I know.
You said FDNY.
I was talking about...
Oh, Lord.
We used to think they were the real heroes after 9/11, and now I realize that they are spineless pussies, is what I'm
Well,
saying.
they're no Uber driver.
They're no nurses. They're no public school teachers.
It's true.
For credit, do you have any idea? Public school teachers, they had to do their job from Zoom for a year and a half. Do you have any idea how difficult that is? To hit the mute button when your tea kettle's going off and you're not teaching kids?
All those TikToks.
All those TikToks.
I know.
Not going to make themselves.
Remember how much trouble we got into for our 9/11
That
joke
was the
about?
greatest.
It was one of my favorites ever. So I know you think that NYPD, busy fighting crime, doing whatever it is that you picture in your mind. But what if I told you that some of the NYPD were busy, consequence-free, mind you, not so much reading Miranda rights as shaking their fat asses, known as twerking.
I want to tell you about a girl named Keisha.
What up, Keisha?
Legs long, ass thick, just wanna smash it quick. Hit the dash and split, cash gap it quick, straight on some ratchet shit. She like to scratch and spit.
Yeah, and before we go to this, I'm just going to cover.
Yeah.
story.
I thought they were going to edit it more. And
There's no good way to edit it, Gerald. We're not trying to be titillating.
We're not?
Why don't you back the blue?
Why don't you get behind the blue?
Wow. Wow.
Make it rain,
It's
Gerald.
changed from back the blue to blue back that up.
Giving me blue balls, I'll tell you that.
That's right.
Okay. I hate this.
Pull me over for a speeding ticket. I make it rain. Now, NYPD officer. Her name is Melissa Mercado. And she was busted because coworkers recognized her, which it's not like she was in a secret identity. I mean, she's pretty easy to spot.
Also, she was texting them all the video.
Yes. She was in this video. S-Quires? S-Quire. Oh, okay, I get it. But it's spelled, it really, honestly, should be pronounced S-Queer.
Yeah, that's what it's spelled
It's
with.
spelled S-Queer.
Like straight queer.
It's just so funny how black people like to
Esquire.
spell things.
Z.
Or new metal bands. S-Quire's video for, and the video is called Doin' Dat. So this lady earns $144,000 a year as a grade 3 detective.
She doing that.
Yeah, she doing that.
It's that.
Who
The
was
lead
doing
at.
it?
He
The
said
detective
that.
will find out.
Not
The lead
that.
at. I'm all that and a bag of chips, which is also what it smells like on the pole when she's done with it. Now, you know when someone opens an old bag of chips and it wafts? Or like a can of pumpkin and it's expired. You're like,
Oh, gross.
So, an NYPD union source
Salt and vinegar.
said, well, she's not wearing NYPD paraphernalia. Nothing in the video says she's a detective. If she is performing for money, if she has a side gig, the job would want to know about that. The member would be obligated to file an off-duty employment application. I would say nothing she does in the video is a department's business. I understand that in theory, but you remember when the Alaska Airlines, the flight attendant was fired for twerking in uniform, but the difference is she was in uniform, she wasn't in a thong. So one could almost argue that this is worse because it's going to be pretty tough. You get pulled over to respect the authority.
No, the Alaska Airlines flight attendant had a small ass.
Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's
And if you heard Esquire, he said that was thick.
Yes, he did.
Clearly.
That was actually the only prerequisite in the casting call. Was
Mr.
a qualifier.
Quire did say.
Yes. He's like,
Long legs and thick butt.
look, this is my creative vision. I know what I want. Big ass. All right. Okay.
We can't find anybody, Mr. Esquire. I don't know. Maybe go check with the NYPD.
Yeah.
I see them patrolling.
Check the FDNY. They're going up and down all them stairs. Like a lunge, motherfucker. So,
Got a great big.
this, I think she could just like, no. If I worked at the NYPD, I'm sorry, like taxpayers, if you're collecting $144,000, you're in a position that requires authority. Like, I get that people can have side gigs. Like, for example, I had a guy who was a fire chief, and he would do my pool a long time ago.
So that's different.
It's different, and that
But
guy.
he did it in a thong, too. That's the problem.
Well, that was my only qualifier.
These Brazilians, man. They just...
Also
Brought his own pole.
a Spanish accent, even though he was white. I believe there is something wrong with your filter. I will fix it for you. I was like, thank you. Thank you, Todd. But the guy made bank because when he was a firefighter, right, I think 3 days on, 2 days off, or it's 3 days on, 3 days off. So he said, during the spare time, this is a perfect job. I can work it in my schedule. Some people do Uber. That makes sense. Glorified stripper, not even just a stripper. I think it's a little bit different.
Actress. It's a music video. She's not a stripper on the pole, I guess, like on the weekend.
I think she is,
an
though. I think
actress.
that's...
No, she's an actress.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I didn't do my research.
And you believe
I
the
didn't either.
waitresses at Hooters like you.
No,
They bring him extra
I almost
ranch.
said I've never been there. I went there once in high school and I hated it.
I'm going to give you a little bit of pushback. Sorry for the pun. I'm going to push back on you.
Push it
on
back.
This one.
Bring it on back.
Because what? The response from the NYPD to me sounds like they're trying to cover their asses because she's actually on some kind of undercover mission.
Oh, that could be.
Yeah, like they just blew her cover and she blew 3 guys in the champagne room.
I was gonna say, where's she hiding the wire?
What do you think that thong is made of? It's all
where-
wire.
That's where I keep my spare keys, applesauce, tube of lipstick.
Yeah, she's like Serpico, but Slurpico.
Yes, exactly.
Or
Well, to be fair, 144,000 in New York is like 20,000 a year anywhere else.
Yeah,
Those are poverty
if that's her
wages.
salary, I don't know if that's her salary and her benefits, but it doesn't matter. It's still, you know what? You guys comment. We'll take your. I just think the answer is no. Now, here's the thing. It also has come with consequences, right? Actions have consequences, and I believe she's in the Bronx. The flow of calls to their emergency police line, as you can imagine, have increased dramatically.
911, what's your emergency? Hey, yeah, I have a situation at my house. What's happening, sir? I need help with it. Better send over Melissa Mercado over here. Help out. Is anyone hurt? Well, I mean, as a matter of speaking, it's complicated. Go ahead. Send out Miss Mercado. She know what to do. She knows, sir. We can send a couple units right away. Yeah, that's cool as long as the units are Melissa Mercado. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah. Honestly, it's kind of to be expected when you look back on it.
A little.
It reminds me of Lil Wayne's Lady Cop song. Do you remember that?
I don't remember it. What?
Got me like wee wee weep wee wee weep.
That's all it is?
That was the chorus.
Was he singing it?
I don't like that. Yeah, it was Lil Wayne and some singer did the hook.
Oh, I was gonna say if he was singing, it'd be like, she got me like, where?
No.
What are you doing? I'm doing a police siren like, where?
Oh man, I wish I could remember the lyrics. It was a pretty fun song.
Okay, all right, I'll take your word for it.
sounds like it.
We should have her on the show. So last Sunday,
No.
I agree.
the 97th Academy Awards were held. And remember, we used to do the Oscar stream every year.
Yes, I remember.
And it was a constant problem because we would get banned.
And I was the Oscar trophy.
I remember.
I'm glad that we.
It was a lot of fun.
Glad that we stopped.
And this one was relatively uneventful. I think Conan did a good job. There was one kind of political jab, but as a general rule, it's clear they had to talk with these folks. It's very clear when you see also what Gavin Newsom said with Charlie Kirk yesterday. You know what? Maybe we might want to bring that clip. Like, there's a reason he chose that platform because he went unchecked on some of his comments that he's flip-flopped. You can see that they've read the polls. You can see they've gotten these focus studies and they're going, oh, okay, Americans aren't having it. Like at this point, if you start going off on your soliloquy, if you start sermonizing, you get on your soapbox, we are going to lose viewers and we cannot have that, especially when you look at the ledgers of a lot of these companies.
Oh, yeah.
However, there were some notable moments, I guess. Here's the highlights.
I am rooting for everybody. I don't care who wins because everybody who's been nominated deserved it.
Jeremy, you're amazing in The Apprentice. It's fine. I'm not supposed to single anyone out.
I am a proud child of immigrant parents with dreams and dignity and hardworking hands. And I am the first American of Dominican origin to accept an Academy Award, and I know I will not be the last.
We live in a regime
Yes,
where I am
because
free
white American
under
men hate
civilian
Dominican
law,
women.
invested
What?
under military laws.
Yeah,
that
we're
is
big
his
fans,
life
actually,
and he
too.
cannot control. And I have to say, as I am here, the foreign policy in this country is helping to block this path.
I'm here once again to represent the
Gay Pin Association.
lingering traumas and the repercussions of war
He's the president
and
now.
systematic oppression
I agree.
and of anti-Semitism.
I agree.
And of racism
I agree.
and of othering.
I agree.
And I believe if the past can teach us anything, it's a reminder to not let hate go unchecked.
I agree. There's nothing he said with which I could possibly disagree. He just doesn't understand exactly what he's saying. The trauma of war. I agree. There's only one person out there. There's only one candidate. There was only one candidate who wanted to stop the forever wars. The most anti-war president ever. We can all agree on that, right? And comment below. Donald Trump. Othering people, like calling people Hitler. Nazis. I agree. Anti-Semitism. Have you gone to the leftist forums and message boards lately and seen what these people say about Israel? I get that there's a faction on the right, and I understand there's a righteous reason to criticize the Israeli government. I get that, but I'm talking about open support for Hamas. Have you seen what's happened on campus? Everything he just said, I agree with. So even when they're being apolitical, they just don't realize how tone deaf they are. Also, I didn't realize that this was streaming to Rumble, YouTube, I guess. I had no idea because usually, just in case people don't know, we do this. We do a show every Friday. If you're not a Rumble Premium member, you just click right there and you get to watch it. It's a little more relaxed, as you can see. Did we have to hit the YouTube
Yeah,
dump button? I'm
that's-
sure we probably did.
This has been Gerald Relaxed.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. He's like the buddy cop, uptight guy, but who doesn't have the redemption arc.
And
Well,
then
no
his
arc.
and then his partner is Melissa Mercado.
Yes, exactly.
It's Mercado.
Yeah, he's like,
Mercado.
Melissa.
It's Ricky Ricardo.
do you have to go out acting like a whore? And she's like, why don't you loosen up? And by the end of
Is
it,
what
he's
I
just-
do.
Why don't you loosen up?
Yeah. Why don't you loosen up, white boy?
She teaches
You're
Gerald
so
how to
uptight.
strip by the
Yeah.
end.
There's some kind of a montage where she's like teaching him how to dance. He's like, nah, like this, loosen your shoulders. He's like,
You about as tight as my bra strap.
that's right.
Well, if you see a nipple, that's nude.
Some sequence where he's coming out of the dressing room and he progressively looks more pimp-like, and at the end she's like,
Yeah, that's all you needed was an Al Green cane.
that's exactly right. That's exactly.
You to H&M.
And then DJ Daniel beats the shit out of him. Now, so I didn't realize. So click that button. You get to be with us every Friday, and we also do this 100% more show every day of the week. Big announcement. Well, I already said big announcements. I had no idea we were streaming live. Someone could have let me know because I could have said all the things that I don't say on YouTube, but we're going to continue here. Let's, you know what? Rachel Ziegler and Gal Gadot in a contest for who is the dumbest person on stage. And I don't just say this because of their politics.
Right.
I mean, Ziegler and Gal Gadot are barely walking upright. So they are stars of the Disney live action, I guess the live action version of Snow White. They appeared as presenters, and I know that this was only put in today's show. Every now and then they sneak one in just to make me mad.
Please welcome Rachel Ziegler.
No!
And Gal Gadot.
No!
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.